Right, do you know what? I'm half inclined to just let this one go out unedited, really. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here this evening to talk about some weird Ed film which she's made me watch. It's got Nicolas Cage in it. It's called Mandy.
You're a special one, Mandy. I, too, am a special one. Let us be so very special together.
So what you gonna do with that, man?
I'm going hunting.
So what you hunting?
It's crazy evil.
You think you're so in love? I'll show you love.
Oh, man. What's wrong with you? Into the cosmic darkness.
It glowed from within, strange and eternal.
The only reason I kind of watched it was because it was called Mandy. I was thinking of the Barry Manilow song that then Westlife covered and other people have covered. So we're going to have a chat about that. I mean, you might be getting a general vibe about what my report on it's going to be, but we'll see. So, right. So I better do the intro. Welcome to Bowties. Cool. We're joined by Edward.
Good evening. Lovely,
Uh,
bright April evening.
And we're also joined by James Sylvester. Good evening, you James.
Good evening. Good evening. How are we, gentlemen?
I don't know why I fancied full naming you then. We're joined by Ed and James Sylvester.
I feel like I'm in trouble. You're about to send me to my room.
Yeah, well, I actually had to put you back in the waiting room about 3 times this evening just to try and work out your IT issues. But we're back and we're here.
We're back. Yes.
So
We're back.
we'll come to Ed last because oh, well, do you know what? No. Let's go to Ed first. Let's go to Ed first and see what he thinks about it. Edward, this film with Nicolas Cage now with a beard, yeah, and spend most of it covered in blood. Yeah, Mandy, a classic. What do you think, my friend? This is going to be well up his street, by the way. Yeah. Go on then, Ed.
Okay, so I discovered it by accident. I was watching a film on Amazon called Color Out of Space, which I wanted to see. And usually, when you're on Amazon, when you watch things, if you like this, you may also like this. So I clicked on the link and I watched the trailer. I thought, ooh. I thought I was going to do that again. I thought, ooh, this looks good. Watch some reviews of it, watch some bits and pieces. And I thought to myself, this is a film really that, with the look of it, it's set in 1983, but 1983 has now become a mystical sort of in the past thing, like the 60s was for us when we were younger. So 1983 is this mysterious place that doesn't exist anymore. And the film really, it should be on Betamax. It's got that look about it, like it's lo-fi, scuzzy, out of focus look about it. But I thought I love the way it looks for the trailer. I love the synth and rock soundtrack. Nicolas Cage is, I can't decide whether he's the greatest actor that ever lived or the worst actor that ever lived. I just cannot decide because he gives, I mean, he gives everything, every performance he's in, he gives 150%. He turns it up to 11 in everything. And watching some scenes out of this out of context, you think he's like the American Brian Blessed. He's just overacting and overselling it, but in the context, it's not. So I went into this having seen the trailer, thinking, "Ooh," and I absolutely flipping loved it. I loved it so much that I found out the director had made another film called Beyond the Black Rainbow, and I bought that as well.
God,
Yeah.
we'll
So,
be doing week 2 of this, will we?
but it's a very very interesting homage to the early '80s counterculture. He's a logger. His wife is a first generation or second generation metalhead who likes, or his girlfriend, I don't know if she's my wife, girlfriend, called Mandy, who likes rock music, poetry, reading fantasy novels. They live this beautiful, idyllic life together. I don't know if you gents noticed the nice little nods to 80s film, but they live at Crystal Lake, which is, Friday the 13th. And then I'm telling everyone the plot of it really, but it's unfortunately these people who are obviously based on the Charles Manson family come along. The leader, Jeremiah, played by Linus Roache, who's actually William Roache out of being Ken Barlow's son in real life, takes a fancy to Mandy, and basically all hell breaks loose. He summons some people that may or may not be demons to kidnap Mandy and Red. He drugs Mandy, and then the scene where he's trying to seduce her, where she's drugged up to the eyeballs, literally, because they put the psychotropics in her eyeballs. There's a bit in that, and there's a close up on Linus Roache's face where he's giving her all this mystic mumbo jumbo. And I was watching, I was thinking, what am I seeing here? And his face actually morphs into hers, so she's actually looking at herself, looking back at herself, giving herself all this mystic mumbo jumbo. It's so subtle. You might not even notice it the first time you see it, but I actually went back to watch the scene again, and I was right. There's a brilliant morph in there, but it looks so oversaturated and so psychedelic, and everything is shrouded in fog and scuzz that you might be forgiven for not seeing it. She's horrifically killed for spurning his advances, and then Nicolas Cage goes on a massive rampage and kills everyone. And it doesn't sound very good. It's like a basic revenge thriller but it's the way it's made. Mandy dies because of these group of zealots, but Nicolas Cage, the person that Nicolas Cage was, the Red that loved Mandy, died as well and became this force for vengeance that goes on a psychedelic, violent, drug-fueled rampage to get revenge. And the final shot where he's there covered in blood, grinning, looking at his version of Mandy still there, who isn't really there. They've not only just killed her physically, they've destroyed him, and they've actually basically destroyed the world that he lives in. And as a film looking at a portrayal of grief, I don't think I've seen anything better. I can see why people wouldn't like it. I can see why it wouldn't appeal to everybody. I mean, in my own house, Mrs. W saw the trailer and thought, no, not for me. But it's, as an acting performance, I think this could potentially be Nicolas Cage's very best or equal with Wild at Heart, because it's so raw, it's so visceral. There's a scene where he's almost punch drunk from what's happened to his wife, and he sits in a bathroom and he's literally fallen. He's you get little touches from what's happened in the past. He's been a bit of a bad boy. He's been a drug addict and alcoholic, but this Mandy saved his life and brought him back to and centered him. And he sits in the bathroom and he literally just glugs this whole liter bottle of vodka down and pours it all over his wounds, and he screams, and it's a visceral, primal scream from the pit of his stomach, from the absolute pit of despair. Again, if you see the clip out of context, you're going to think it's hilarious, but in the context of the film, it's not. So everything really is context. It's a very, very, very simple film, very, very viscerally and in a funny way, beautifully made. And I'm going to pass on to Ash.
Right. Well, okay. So, I mean, okay. I actually started to do my homework before everyone else, which is unusual, as I don't even like doing homework usually. And I watched it, and yeah, Ed talks about things like film stock and stuff, and it does start off like that, really. And then, and then, yeah, I don't really know what happened, really, to be honest with you. Well, I do know what happened. I mean, I know the storyline and everything that Ed said. I've never taken drugs, but I suspect it's probably quite similar because I just watched a picture which was all over the place, psychedelic. It's like being on some sort of trip, I think, for about 2 hours. Nicolas Cage going mad, waltzing around, drinking vodka in his underpants, crying. Well, to be fair, he has got a reason to cry, I suppose. And then getting revenge. Everything's a little bit weird. Got to have the crucifix in there towards the end, as usual. Standard Ed film. And I mean, the first time I actually fell asleep, so I decided, right, I'm gonna have to watch it again. So I watched.
How the hell do you fall asleep in that film? It's not a peaceful lullaby.
No, it's no, it's not. To be fair, I haven't said that though. And I'm going to take Ed to task because I remember Ed said to me when we were watching some films, and I proposed some films that we could watch, and Ed always said to me, he goes, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like it because it's like just too horrifically violent and it's too real life violence." And I was thinking, well, he's chased his tune, so so yeah. Look, it's got 6.5 on the IMDb. I'm sure there's lots of people that like it, but it's certainly not for me. I'm not going to be rushing to watch it again. To be fair, I do like Nicolas Cage though. I do like Nicolas Cage. He did some amazing films in the 90s, especially one called The Rock. I'm not sure Ed's first on that one really. But we did that. But in answer to your question, James, about what was it beyond something, beyond, oh no, Black Rainbow or Beyond the Black Rainbow? You muted, Ed, so I can't hear you anyway. But anyway.
Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Beyond the Black Rainbow, yeah. And you said we'll be doing that for a second week. I can tell you, James, we won't be. So, we won't be covering that one.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd put that out there now. So listen, actually, right now I've said all those things. Okay. As a storyline, though, it is, I do like the storyline, like yeah, it's basically like say Charles Manson and somebody takes a shine to someone. It's kind of, I just feel it's a bit like through the lens of somebody who is on drugs though, but I guess that's the whole point of it. It's like Stanley Kubrick beats David Lynch really, and I'm not even sure I like either of them solely, but mixed together, it's like Jesus Christ. I mean, sorry, but probably sorry, that's plus. But I was like, But anyway, I might be wrong. I'm only 1/3 of this. I'm possibly the most sensible, but we're gonna. So, no, James.
Undoubtedly so.
Yeah. So we got Edward. So he's a lot of through this. He has laughed, by the way, guys. Just in case you're wondering, it's just you don't get that because he's on mute. I'll come back and give more of a critique in a second when I can think of some positives. In the meantime, I'll hand over to James, who definitely didn't go to sleep during this, unlike me.
Well, I do have the added advantage of never sleeping.
Well, there we
are. For various reasons. Do you know what? I am going to agree with both of you in a very, very strange way. It is not my kind of film. 10 years ago, it would have been. I would have enjoyed it a lot more. I think we mentioned this when we talked about your clown face fella the other week. Terrifier, yes. I would have lapped those movies up when I was, probably 20 years ago. When I was in my early 20s, I'd watch it all day long. And then be waiting for another sequel. And I'm just old and soft and middle class now, I suppose. I should probably start reading The Guardian. But it isn't my kind of film. And it's a very, very, very curious mix of two different things that ends up working very well. As Ed says, it's an homage to straight to VHS 80s slashes, revenge thrills, standard fare. The plot, you could transplant from countless other movies in between each other, and all that changes is the lead and the mask that the baddie is wearing. And that's fine because that has an audience, and people love those films because they're fun in a strange way. So it's not deep, it's not got any great message, but at the same time, it's very authentically done. It mirrors that kind of, you feel like Ed, you were saying about the atmosphere, the blurred, smoky ambiance, etc. So if you didn't know you were watching a modern film, or I forget when it was made, but not too long ago, you could be forgiven for thinking you had switched on and you were late at night and you were watching a 80s or even 70s gruesome horror flick. But it does have, and probably due to Nicolas Cage, a certain level of artiness about it, which does elevate it in a really peculiar and I would say unique way. It is to do with his acting because, how many of these characters do we see in B movies of, I must go and get revenge, I'm just going to go and scream at everybody and kill them all. And simply, his acting skill with, not the greatest art of dialogue in the world or greatest depth of dialogue in the world, he portrays in his physical acting, in his vocal range, a considerable level of emotion, which you wouldn't expect from a flick like this. I can do without blood, guts, and gore now. I'm getting old, puts me off me tea, but it works. So it works in the sense of there is an audience for that kind of film, and it does the same thing we said about other films. It does what it says on the tip. You want to watch a blood and guts revenge thriller with some oddly demonic bikers and all the rest of it. You will get exactly that, and you'll have a very good time with it. But it also gives you a little bit of something else as well, by being a little not arty-farty, but it's just a little bit more elevated because of the person they've got to do it, the way it's directed. Although I don't particularly like dwelling shots on these things, the way it's filmed is very compelling. I still say I don't like it, but that's simply because I don't watch that kind of film anymore. When they're on, I turn them off. But judging it critically, it works. It does a very, very good job, and it's not simply just another slasher film or a revenge film or whatever. It is better than that, and I don't like it just because I don't really like that kind of film anymore. So yeah, I have to agree with you both. I will not be in a rush to watch it again. I'm certainly not anxious to watch the follow-up or the director's other offerings. Yes, beyond the Black Rainbow. Yes, thank you, Edward. Yes, if it came on telly tonight, I would say no, thank you, and I'd find a rerun of Family Guy to watch instead, or something. Pretty much anything else. I watched the Knitting Channel before I'd watch it again. But it was a good, well-made, and very, very effective flick.
See, I'm disappointed because I watched it for 2 hours and I still haven't seen Barry Manilow's cameo in it. I just keep on trying. I just don't know what happened to him. No, to be fair, do you know what? It was exceptionally like real life because after I finished, I too went into my bathroom with a bottle of vodka and just screamed for 5-10 minutes. And then when I regrouped, I said to Ed, and then I regrouped and I thought, no, I've done my homework. Look what that's done to me. No, and you know what? It's had some great reviews. To be fair, it's got quite a good team behind it. Isn't Elijah Wood in there somewhere as well as one of the producers? and it's had some awards and what have you. So critically, it clearly it ticks a lot of the right boxes. It's kind of it's not quite filmed in real time, but there's some bits which are like real time. Like I'll watch him carry a chainsaw around for 5 minutes, but actually I have mixed feelings on that. But I kind of quite like it, I suppose, because it's just like real life. So, but yeah, I feel a bit bad for saying, but I just probably won't be going to watch it again. I don't want to feel like we're having a go at your movie, Ed. We're not really, but it just doesn't quite land there for me, for the reasons that I've outlined. Now, Ed sold it as quite a good film at the beginning. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. The way that I sold it was like, wow, oh, I'll have to watch that. So, guys, really, listeners, what you need to do is listen to it and then give. Oh no, that's not going to work. I was going to say give this video a thumbs up if you agree with Ed, or a thumbs down. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Actually, that'll totally wreck our YouTube stats. But just let us know what you think of Edward's film Mandy, and don't take it out on us when you wasted 2 hours. So right, no, you haven't. Take it back, Stebbings. Take it back. Right, okay. So right, I've got my calculator ready.
No, I've got mine as well.
We got the battle of the calculators here, chaps.
That can't be right. Okay, Edward, you go first, mate.
I'm going to give it 9. I deliberately didn't. When I got it, I deliberately didn't watch it on Prime because I didn't want to watch it in HD. So I got the DVD, so it looked as lo-fi as it possibly could. I think if I'd seen it in HD, I might have given it 8.5. But because I've seen it in as low-fi a format as I possibly could, it really works. Like for a film, for a film about a madman on a rampage, to find it moving, and to find a performance moving with the material that he had to work with. They've done something right. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Right, I might turn my calculator down. So that's a 6. Right, James.
I don't know, because I'm always in two minds. It was very, very well made. I can't go over the fact that I just don't like it. But out of respect for the effort that went into it, and that it's achieved what I presume it was intending to achieve, I will graciously give it 7.
7.
Oh, and here we go. And now the moment of truth.
Right. Well, I'm not really graciously going to give the filmmakers any credit, really, to be honest with you. Moment of truth. Right. Well, it's got Nicolas Cage in it, although he is dwindling a little bit in my estimation, a little bit. Well, I'm just a bit torn with him, really, but I don't doubt he's a good actor. But like I say, yeah, it's a bit like you. Is he good or is he mad? I don't know. Did I like the? Do you know what? I'm not going to waste any time on it. Actually, 3. So divided by 3.
6.3, which is pretty much the same as Rotten Tomatoes IMDb.
Well, there we are. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I was expecting lower. I will take that. I will take that every day of the week because it is. I think it's the word Marmite's a word that's been used overused, but it is a very, very Marmite film. You'll either like it or you won't. You can't be neutral. You can't go and say, yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. I do, just for listeners, just out there. We've been doing this now since when are we doing it since?
It's getting on for 3 years.
2022 or something like that. I've never really found the need to, but I will be opening applications for potentially new bow ties because there may be a vacancy soon. No, I'm joking. No, Edward, you're a man of far greater taste than me. I'm probably just a bit too basic for it, but for me, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Nick's not going to sleep tonight when he hears this. He'll be really thinking, what the hell have I done? He'll be rethinking.
Be devastated. He always speaks so highly of you.
I know. He'll be rethinking his whole career. Sorry, Nick. Yeah, there we go. Such is life. And on that bombshell, we have been Bow Ties Sometimes Cool. through a psychedelic lens of Mandy and all that jazz. Bye from me.
And goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
I remember all my life raining down as cold as ice. Shadows of a man, a face through a window, crying in the night. The night goes into morning, just another day. Happy people pass my way, looking in their